Hi, I'm Celeste, and welcome to Find Your Purple, a channel dedicated to sharing products, books, movies, reviews, procedures, anything that's out there that we're finding that can help us feel better, look better, or live life more fully, no matter what our age. I've talked often about baby steps, and baby steps is something that's kind of a joke in our family, but yet it's something that keeps us moving when we don't want to move sometimes. It came from my oldest daughter. She's 35 now, but back in middle school, she loved the movie What About Bob with Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray. Richard Dreyfuss is an arrogant psychologist or psychiatrist, I can't remember which, and Bill Murray was his inept patient. And at the time, Richard Dreyfuss is writing a best-selling book, and I think it's called Baby Steps, but his whole philosophy was that you just take baby steps. You ultimately get where you're going if you focus on the baby steps. So Bill Murray just jumps on that idea, embraces it, and throughout the movie he's constantly taking baby steps and driving Richard Dreyfuss nuts in the process. But again, for whatever reason, my daughter loved it, and we kind of took up the baby step mantra. And it has helped me often through the years, but no more so than in the last year when I was doing the Camino de Santiago, which is a 500-mile walk in Spain. And I was not able to focus on that 500 miles. That was almost too overwhelming for me, especially when I got into it and I realized I had bitten off more than I could chew. But I would worry about then getting to the next cafe. We made it to our goal. Well, I'm using that same program this year to improve myself. I'm learning to juggle. If you've seen one of the earlier videos, that's a goal this year, is to teach myself to juggle. And the tool I use with baby steps is a timer. Now this is one I got at a rummage sale years ago. It's nothing fancy. It's just one of the old and obnoxious ring. But when I want to do something, but I really don't want to do it, like cleaning the closet or practicing juggling or exercising, I'll turn on the timer. I'll say, okay, I'll do it for 5 minutes. The idea behind the timer is that I can convince myself to do something for 5 minutes if I know I need to do it. The idea behind the timer is that if I know I have to do something, I can usually convince myself, even if I'm laying in bed and I've already gone to the bed for the night, that I can do it for 10 minutes, say. Exercising be a good example, since I don't like to exercise. If I knew I committed to doing it every day, then I can do it for 10 minutes. So I set the timer for 10 minutes. Now, what happens often is that I get to the 10 minutes, the alarm goes off, and I continue. Like maybe cleaning the closet, I'll go, okay, I'll do it for another 10 minutes. Or 30 minutes, and I put in more time than the allotted 10 minutes. If not, though, I get to that 10 minutes, at least I know I did it for 10 minutes. And if I keep doing 10 minutes, even if that's all I do, eventually I do start improving. It's just my baby steps. And I used it with the girls when they were little. It would be study for 15 minutes, or read your book for 15 minutes, or clean your room for 15 minutes. And so it is kind of a family joke. One of my daughters, Elena, just moved to New York City last week, and we talk each day, and she tells me what her baby steps are. And that baby step might be just walking to the 7-Eleven down the street for the first time ever, or going to the laundromat for the first time, or just getting out. So she's just discovering New York and building a life there in baby steps. So I just thought I'd share it in case you needed some motivation to get moving on a particular goal that you have, whether that's painting or practicing piano or writing a book or learning to juggle or exercising, doing something less fun perhaps. The timer works for me. Now, if you have an idea that things that help you get motivated or get you moving doing something that you might not normally want to do, please put it in the comments below. I would love to hear about it and find a way to motivate me to do things that I might not otherwise want to do. In the meantime, grab your cup of tea, sit back, and let's start sharing.